Hi, I'm Pastor Reed Lee Peterson from St. Peter Lutheran Church, and I'm sitting today at Cyclone Park. You know, a few years back, our community, the Denver community, decided they needed a park for the children, to invest in the children in our community, their education, their play. And so they came together and made this park. In fact, just outside the park, you can see a list of how many names donated in honor of this great project. And it's actually just across the street from the church, just across the street from the parsonage where, my family and I live. And the story of this park is a great illustration of something we talk about in the ELCA called God's work, our hands. Now, this idea is that there's God's work to do in the world, and God's servants have the hands to help do it. It doesn't try to equate us to be equal to God. It just says that God, the Holy Spirit, can work through us to do God's work in the world. Think about hunger. God has provided enough food in the world for us to eat, and it takes people working together to make sure we can distribute it to those who are hungry. That's why one of the biggest ministries in the ELCA is ELCA, World Hunger, where they seek to end world hunger, even trying to set a goal to do it before the end of our children's lifetime. Think of people who are persecuted. We have the chance to do God's work and be the voice for the voiceless, to stand up for them when things aren't going well. That's doing God's work. Well, this park took many hands, many donations, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of planning, and coming together. I really think this is God's work for this community, for its children. So surrounding this park, for those that don't know, there's two zones. There's a toddler zone for the littles, and then there's kind of a bigger zone over here. And surrounding the little zone is handprints that you can see. Handprints all around with names of the children who were positively affected by the building of this park. And around the bigger park are planks with names of people who donated, but also names of people and institutions people donated in honor of. And I've done the walking. I walked around 29 planks around that park, say St. Peter Lutheran Church. So God's work, our hands, isn't an ELCA idea. It's something we do at St. Peter Lutheran Church. It's the way our church saw this park as a great investment of doing God's work. So I'm making this video because I want to invite you to join us on September 8th for God's Work, Our Hands Sunday. And it's not just God's Work, Our Hands Sunday, it's Rally Sunday as well. It's our first day of Sunday school. What we're going to do is we're going to worship God together. We're going to talk about God's work, our hands. And then from there, we're going to have people go out and do projects. We're going to go visit Willow Winds and Sunset Home, our local nursing homes, and provide talents, provide conversation, time, provide our love for these people, to let them know that there are people who love them out there, and provide them with just a wonderful experience. We're also going to be sending a group out to the Boy Scout Park to go help with different projects that need to be done, all for the sake of kind of beautifying our community and making sure it works. At the same time, our kids at Sunday school will be learning more about God's work, our hands, and they won't just be learning by teaching, they'll be learning by doing. They're going to do a project to help better the people of our community and serve them. And we'll also have a couple other projects down in the basement for those that would like to do those as well. Once we've done our projects, we've had our Sunday school lesson, we come together for a meal, to eat together, to nourish our bodies who've done great work, but also to nourish our mind and our spirits in time together. Conversations we get to share, time in communion with one another, because we are called to do God's work, but we're also called to be in communion with one another. So again, I invite you, September 8th, join us for Rally Sunday, the first day of Sunday school, and join us as we celebrate God's Work, Our Hands Sunday in worship, in work, and in meal. Because when we think about this term of God's work, our hands, I'll be honest, it's just something that St. Peter Lutheran Church does.